When I started my career, and I said, I'm an accidental packaging person. It's not a profession which I entered by choice. It was by accident, and no regrets for that. Paperboat has been one of the marquee products in the beverage industry, which
stands out so very much. I think whether you are a consumer of Paperboat or not, but then you would always remember the packaging.
The important thing is, with the advent of e-commerce, we are looking at more and more fragmentation as far as the markets are concerned. Generation which we are currently, we have seen very static periods, if I can say that, of evolution of packaging. But in the last 5, 8, 10 years, the evolution of packaging has been dramatic.
Yeah, much faster.
And much faster than what we can imagine.
Before moving ahead, would like to bring your attention on a wonderful new product, a reusable notebook from NARA. It's a 100% tree-free, waterproof and tear-proof notebook which can be used endlessly for years together. I think it's a great step towards a sustainable future and a new step in note-taking. I have been personally using this notebook and have been able to save 6 to 8 pages every day. If you are interested in knowing more about this product, the link for the product is in the description below. Hi Venky, welcome to Ink Stories.
Hey, thanks Sujit for having me here.
Pleasure to have you, and thanks for coming. We kind of had a exchange of dates which would be mutually comfortable, and I'm glad that we could make it up and you could come. So it's so
my
nice.
Pleasure. It's my pleasure. Thank you very much. Yeah.
So you are from PACKult, and how I heard about PACKult was there is this barrage of messages on LinkedIn of PACKult, and I was wondering, what is this company, what do they do? And I was reading on your website, going through your website and reading on LinkedIn the various posts ki karte kya hai. PACKult it's not a converting company for sure. It's not a brand which is selling any product. So ye karte kya hai? So ye sochte I connected with Nidhi, who's your colleague, who got me connected with you. And we are here to talk about PACKult. What is your entire journey about? What is your organization stands for? So can you take us through PACKult's journey?
Yeah, sure. So PACKult is PACKult as the organization name was coined by our MD and CEO, Mr. Manish Mehta. And PACKult is a 360-degree packaging solutions consulting organization. And we give different services, whether it comes to packaging innovation, packaging development, cost optimization, value engineering, process excellence, and other artwork, and as well as design development and things like that. So we work in different areas of packaging and packaging development. So this is as far as the services which we offer in PACKult. But PACKult as an organization was conceived by Mr. Manish Mehta during the throes of COVID.
So it's a recent organization. It's not been.
Recent, yeah.
Okay. So what was the whole idea behind building this organization? क्यों इसकी जरूरत पड़ी?
Okay. So the idea behind this was actually that PACKult is a joint venture between Reusable Germany and Reusable India.
Okay, it's a joint venture.
Yeah, it's a joint venture. So as you may be.
And Reusable is involved.
Reusable is involved. So Reusable Germany is a 100-year-old company. Reusable India is a 30-year-old company. Recently we celebrated our 30 year of existence here in India. So the two large stakeholders are Reusable Germany and the Manish Mehta family, headed by Manish Mehta. Plus we also have stakeholders like Mr. Suresh Gupta, the ex-CMD of Huhtamaki.
Okay.
And Mr. Amit Ray, who's the ex-president of Uflex.
Okay.
So these are the people who are the main creators
of PACKult.
Of PACKult as concerned.
Okay. Yeah. And what is the thought behind? And क्यों जरूरत पड़ा? ये industry को जरूरत क्या है PACKult का?
So the entire idea was that Reusable as an organization has very good understanding of the materials, of the machines, the process, and the materials.
Okay.
So the intent was how this repository of knowledge can be used for the betterment of packaging and for the brands in general. So that was the intent which spawned the you could say the genesis of PACKult, and that's where we actually started from. Going along the way, we thought, okay, we added a little bit more layers into the business, and now we have things like packaging innovation, we have value engineering, we have process excellence, which is very unique in the industry, which we offer to the market. So that was the genesis of.
But you don't do any conversion by yourself. You are a consulting, pure out and out consulting firm.
We are an out and out consulting company. We advise brands, but the important thing to note here is while we do consult for brands, as well as with converting companies, we handhold them, at every stage of operation.
Lovely.
which is kind of unique.
It's a very innovative concept. I have not really heard a lot of companies in this space who are in consultants to the packaging industry.
Yeah. So
Is this a crowded space?
Not at the moment,
Okay.
but it could actually kind of catalyze the process going forward. Consultants, as they are internationally. Consultants are available in the packaging space, but as far as India is concerned, this is a new thing which is happening, and it's only been in the last 4 or 5 years when we have started, or rather, the Indian packaging industry is seeing this kind of an.
So can you give an example how you have helped some organization without taking the name? If you want, you can, but how it has helped any organization using your services?
So it all depends, on the organization and the kind of business area they are in. So from the different verticals with which we operate, I would like to kind of mention about an organization which is in the industrial pump space, who have a huge number of SKUs in place, for packaging of the different pumps in corrugated boxes.
You mean the industrial pumps?
The industrial.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. So you help industry. It's not industry specific. You help people across spectrum. So it is industry agnostic.
Yes, it is industry agnostic. So we operate in whether it is flexible packaging, rigid packaging, paper, paperboard, glass, metal.
Lovely.
And we are industry agnostic in terms of whether it's an FMCG company, whether it's a food, whether it's cosmetic, whether it is an B2B industrial company, we are agnostic towards.
Lovely. I'm sorry, you were talking about the pumps. How did you help them? I kind of interrupted.
Yes. So the mandate to us was to, number one, study the existing packaging.
Okay.
Study the existing pain points. Look at cost optimized options, because the corrugated boxes was a huge spend for this company, and how we are able to kind of roll out the proof of concept and then ensure that the delivery of the right specification and the right product could be rolled out.
Lovely.
So we engage with them, the stakeholders, the designers, the plant people. We optimized that, we studied their packaging. We, did a lot of work in terms of redesigning their packaging, because it comes with a lot of different fitments and stuff like that. And then we were able to kind of give them optimized solutions on paper. Then, we worked with their vendor very closely, ensured that the optimized solution could be rolled out, and then the trials could be taken up, and did the entire hand holding as far as the trials, as well as the transit trials and stuff like that can be done. And now, then the commercial rollout of the product happens. So this particular activity is something which we did very closely for a very large pump company.
So was it cost optimization, cost savings?
It was
That was the mandate?
savings. Yeah, cost savings. Was
Okay. So what are the typical mandates that you work on? Cost optimization, probably sustainability could be one.
Yeah, it all again, depends on the organizations which we work with and the kind of in area of interest.
So if you had to name the top 3 or top 5 mandates that you generally work on, what are those, so that people could get a hang of कि हमने PACKult को क्यों contact करना चाहिए?
Yeah, so the number 1 would be cost optimization. The number 1 would be cost optimization and value engineering. The number 2 would be sustainability and sustainable solutions which we could offer. The other area where we work very closely would be in the process excellence area, where we are very, very strong.
Oh, that's also a very
That's a very, very
nice
interesting
area
area.
to
And
focus
that's an
on.
area which, we do not foresee any competition at this point of time, because we are very unique in that
because of
area.
your expertise
Because
at the
of
back
the
end.
internal expertise which we
Yes.
have. So there, we work on specific things like, conversion of processes from graveyard to flexo, or it could be change of recipe for a blown film and things like that. So there is a lot of activity.
Lovely. Process excellence, sustainability, and cost optimization. I think these are 3 great pillars to focus on. The industry will get a lot of value.
Yeah,
lovely.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So how do you get your customers? Is it like word of mouth, or is there any other tools that you guys use to get your customers to know about what you do?
I think as far as this particular business is concerned, or rather this particular area of business is concerned, it's a lot to do with the existing relationships which we have. So what we have is an internal team of experts from various with multi-domain expertise, whether it is from flexible or rigid or paper, glass and stuff like that. Plus we also have the senior leadership team, who are very well and who are all very well entrenched into the packaging segment. So we predominantly work with our own internal contacts, I would say.
I'm sure.
Yeah. And plus,
since you've been in the industry for 30 years with Reifenhauser, probably Reifenhauser is the name in itself gives you access to so many companies.
Yes, they do.
I'm sure I can understand.
Yeah.
Makes sense. So who are your typical clients? Are they these large organizations, mid-scale, startups, or all of these? How do you work?
So it's actually all of these.
Okay.
So, we work with startups, we work with mid-level brands, we work with large brands, we work with industrial houses, we work with consulting companies, which if I can say, the big 4.
Oh, nice.
So it's
you could be their outsourced arm where they want to get some work done in this particular segment.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. Interesting. So anything specific that you guys are doing at PACKult, which is you want to highlight, you would want to speak about it, that you're doing specially at PACKult?
Yeah. So as far as PACKult is concerned, see, the important thing here is that we have a very good multi-domain expertise in flexible, rigid, pharma, and the other areas of packaging. So we, the kind of work which we do is multi-domain, and it could be on paperboard.
Lovely. So you were mentioning something on the app front. What was that? You kind of build an app. How is it helping the industry? What is this whole app thing about?
So that's a new development which we have done recently. So PackKarma is an app.
PackKarma.
Yeah, it's called PackKarma.
Nice.
It's available on Google as well as on your iOS,
Android and iOS.
iOS, and it's a solution. It's a tool for getting your quick solutions in FMCG for packaging FMCG products on the go. So
give an example.
So suppose you are a mid-level company, with not much access to packaging development teams and things like that, and moreover you have to depend only to specific inputs which you might get from people on the solutions for the packaging. So here PackKarma gives you a very scientific and unbiased solution for your packaging queries, for your packaging questions. So for example, if you want to pack a pack of let's say skim milk powder, and it can give you 2 or 3 optimized solutions which you could use.
Lovely.
So you don't actually go blind when you identify.
It can be a reference point.
It can be a good reference point, and it can also be a cross check before you actually engage with somebody.
Lovely.
So that you don't go blind actually.
So is it a free app or is it a
it's a paid, it's a subscription based app, but we have.
But I think it should be worth the value for any organization, especially the smaller ones who wouldn't have the resources.
It's worth it's definitely worth much more, and we have tried to keep the price at a very low introductory price point at this point of
so
time.
Anything for the students who are from the packaging industry, like the colleges who graduate packaging and printing students, so anything for them, how could they access this app?
Yes, we have some special I would say pricing point options for students, because we want to encourage them to use it, and they are in the process of building up their career, so we really want them to have these kind of new age solutions available to them, So they can contact our team so that we can give them those.
I'm sure that will be good for them.
I would say economic options to them. Yeah.
Great. Moving forward, let's talk a little about the packaging industry. You've been in this industry for how many years now?
It's been a shade over about 28-30 years now.
Lovely. So what is the kind of trends that you've seen in front of your eyes? कैसे industry रहा है और आपको कहाँ लग रहा है industry जा रहा है?
It's been a nice roller coaster ride, I would say. See, you're a packaging guy yourself, Sujit, and when I started my career, and I said, I'm an accidental packaging person. It's not a profession which I entered by choice. It was by accident, and no regrets for that. So
we'll come to your career.
We'll come to that. But the kind of evolution which we have seen in the packaging format, right from highly sustainable packaging in the early 90s to a highly packaged and I would say detailed packaging going forward, and now the things seem to be turning into a full circle into again highly sustainable packaging solutions going forward. So that's the kind of pattern which we are seeing.
So it's coming full circle.
It's absolutely coming full circle. Yeah.
Okay. So any specific things that you remember or specific moments in the packaging industry which has stood out in your eyes as far as the packaging industry is concerned?
I think there have been developments at very definitive periods. So we have seen the evolution of I would say normal polyethylene based packaging, which is simple PE packaging. Then came on the advent of the barrier packaging era. Then came the advent of the metallocene based, resin based higher end PE packaging, which ensured better products, faster products with high dart impact and stuff like that. So as the FMCG industry grew and as the FMCG market penetration grew and the need for more diversified, more robust packaging was needed, the converting industry has really come up to the level and has given a lot of cutting edge solutions, and they've stood up to the challenge and have delivered a lot of value in the market. So it's not just one period. There have been a lot of developments happening at regular intervals, at regular periods.
Yeah. Anything? I mean, I meant like you felt that this was a changing moment in terms of the packaging industry. Like we were talking offline, and you said Paperboard was one of the brands that stood out in your eyes, where the entire beverage packing was never done like that before Paperboard came into existence.
Absolutely, yeah. So, I think Paperboard has been one of the marquee products in the beverage industry, which
stands out so very much. I think whether you are a consumer of Paperboard or not, but then you would always remember the packaging.
Absolutely.
And that is why it sold as well as it did. I'm sure they're doing great today as well. But the packaging of Paperboard was far more impressive than the product itself.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So, like moving ahead for this industry, how do you suggest the youngsters who are going to get into this industry? Where do you feel they need to hone their skills? What are the kind of preparations that they need to do before getting into this industry?
I think the younger generation is actually getting into a very active and very dynamic phase going forward. So we are seeing an explosion of sorts when it comes to e-commerce and e-commerce packaging. We are seeing an explosion of sorts when when we are looking at the food packaging, cosmetic packaging, and many other areas. So the important thing for the younger generation would be to be curious, and would be to be more experimentative and be adaptable to this constant change. The generation which we are currently, we have seen very static periods, if I can say that, of evolution of
Correct.
packaging. But in the last 5, 8, 10 years, the evolution of packaging has been dramatic.
Yeah, much faster.
And much faster than what we can imagine. And that is what has become a challenge and at the same time exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't just sit and bask on the past glory.
Absolutely. So
Your competitor is right behind you.
So the challenge to the younger generation is, how you can make it better, how you can, penetrate the market faster, how you can make your packaging more communicative, experimentative, so the important thing is to constantly be curious and ensure that you are able to kind of be participative in that process.
Lovely. So how did you get into the packaging industry? You mentioned word accidental. You studied to get into the packaging industry, or you happened really by chance to be a part?
It was pure chance.
Okay.
It was pure chance.
Tell us a little bit about that.
So I actually began my career with Union Carbide, and then
Union Carbide. Okay.
Yeah, and I was selling metals and electrodes and all that stuff. And then I went on to join a spin-off company of Union Carbide, which was selling plastic raw materials. So that's how I got into the plastic business, or rather polymer selling business. I used to sell polymers.
Okay.
So all your polymers, wire and cables and stuff like that.
Which company was that?
This company was called Visa Petrochemicals.
Visa Petrochemicals.
It was a company which was spawned by
Union
Carbide employees. Okay. Yeah. So after Visa, I went on to active packaging. I joined, few companies like Glory Polyfilms and Supreme Industries, Parak Agro, and handled diverse portfolios, handling the barrier packaging area, with the co-extruded barrier packaging businesses. So seen the development of the all plastic lamitube, for example, for toothpaste and other products. So there are numerous examples which one could offer, but this is one particular product which stands out, which is the all plastic lamitube using barrier materials. Earlier, all the products were in foil based tubes. So this kind of gave this is the advent of the all plastic tube somewhere in 2003, 2004 onwards. Then later on I joined I worked for this company called Positive Packaging, which was later on taken over by Huhtamaki. And then I went on, metals, co-extruded packaging films, laminates, Positive Packaging. Then I went and joined a company called Rexam. Rexam was a British company listed in the FTSE 100. And I handle a product which is called two-piece beverage cans. It was for the beverage can industry, the aluminium beverage cans. So that's an industry which I knew nothing about, but it's been a fantastic journey in that organization. So Rexam was a great company to work with, and so I did a lot of work in the beverage industry, whether it is soft drink, beer, ready-to-drink products, juices, milk, flavored milk businesses and stuff like that.
Lovely.
So it was a lovely experience. And then later on I joined a company called Jindal Polyfilms.
Oh, great.
And was their B2B sales head for handling their films business.
Yeah, Jindal Polyfilms. Yeah.
And then here I am in PACKult.
Lovely. And now as a consultant.
Yeah.
Lovely. So you've been across product in the packaging. I mean, you said aluminium and then laminates and what was the one the first one you mentioned?
Raw materials. First is raw materials, then it is co-extruded.
Co-extrusion,
barrier films.
Barrier films, right.
And then laminates, and then aluminium metal cans.
So you are in a pretty good position to do the current role that you're doing.
Yes.
So what has been the learning in this packaging industry of so many years? What would be the kind of advice if you would want to give to the next generation who's coming into this industry?
I think as I said before, the industry is continuously evolving, and it's going to continuously throw challenges. The important thing is, with the advent of e-commerce, we are looking at more and more fragmentation as far as the markets are concerned. So more the customers are getting more I would say,
demanding.
not only demanding but also experimentative, and so they are not afraid of trying out new products. So there is a huge amount of opportunity coming up for differentiation in packaging, so that you can how you can break the clutter. So there is a lot of disruption which we would probably be looking, which is already happening in the market.
Yeah.
And that's what the challenge is going to come for the
Like we were talking earlier, Zomato, till Zomato wasn't there, it was probably a plastic container and that was being used to shipping. And now you can see different brands using different kinds of things, though being shipped through Zomato, but so many different kinds of packaging materials being used only in the food and beverage space.
Absolutely. And first it started with e-commerce, and then you had the quick, the food service business which came in, and the food service business has spawned a whole new league of packaging and packaging requirements, and also the problems associated with it, which is the sustainability part of it. So one of the areas which the industry is looking forward to very closely is how you can have more sustainable solutions offered in the QSRs. But that's a brilliant space which
I'm sure, that's the space that everyone is looking at, and what kind of innovation can one bring in, or what kind of innovation one can adapt. I think globally sustainability is a buzzword.
Absolutely. And look at the cosmetics market which is there in India right now. So you have the marquee brands here, the established brands which are already there, but see the kind of experimentation which is happening, whether it is by new age companies like Sugar Cosmetics, your Plum, your Lotus Herbal, your Forest Essentials, your Biotic. There's a Kama Ayurveda. I could probably name a dozen of them.
Yeah, and they're all doing well.
So
and probably more thousands who are not even known. We don't know their names
exactly.
offhand.
And
all of them use excellent packaging.
Brilliant packaging. So and they are so quickly adaptable because they have the Gen Z pulse.
Correct.
And it's important for them to constantly not only innovate but renovate their packaging. Yeah.
Lovely. I think this is a great space to work in, and I'm sure you guys are doing a phenomenal job in terms of consulting for these companies in terms of getting new ideas of what they can't think. So consultants like PACKult can bring in a lot of value.
Hopefully we do that, and the important thing here is we are here to complement.
Absolutely.
Okay, we know that the packaging development teams and brands are doing an excellent job. We are aware that the converting companies here in India are stepping up the challenge and are doing a brilliant job, and kind of accepting the challenges that the brands give and kind of roll it out into the markets. But we here as PACKult are here to give those extra pair of eyes, hands, ears, and a different perspective. So that we build, we kind of delve into the expertise which we have of working with diverse multiple organizations, and how we are able to kind of give that as tangible, cost-effective, sustainable solutions for the brands.
Lovely. Thanks for sharing the PACKult story. We have last two questions. These are more as guidance for us. One is we ask our guests to share some names that they feel who could be guests on our show on future podcasts, who can who have wonderful stories or they have interesting journeys. Which any names that comes to your mind that you would want to share with us?
I think you should probably invite our MD. Manish Mehta for the podcast, because he has a lot of interesting stories to tell you, and that will probably give you a lot of rewind back to the last 35-40 years and how the entire packaging converting industry evolved.
True.
So probably that could be he could be a great I would say guest for you going forward. And there are quite a few others.
I can imagine. If there is something that comes across your mind, please do share with me offline. I would love to connect with him.
I'll do that.
And I'll connect with Manish bhai as well and see. As and when I can get his time.
Yeah.
And the last one is you did this podcast with us for the last 25-30 minutes, and how did you find it, and any advice in terms of how could we do it better?
I think it's a very interesting concept. Having ink stories, which is kind of focused into the printing space predominantly at this
packaging,
point of
paper
time.
and plastic. We are wholly focused in that space. These four: printing, packaging, plastic, and paper. So people from this industry.
Okay. Yeah. So I think initial days for you also, you are probably we are the 49th
49
episode.
something, yes. 49
So,
episode,
congratulations on that, and probably, happy 50th whoever comes in next. But I think you guys are doing a phenomenal job, and I think
How was your experience in doing it?
it's been very, very smooth and very easygoing, and lovely speaking to you and your colleagues over here. So I think keep up the good work. That's about it. I don't have much to add in terms of but definitely I'll give you a lot of offline support.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Thanks, Venky, for your time. I really
Pleasure.
appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.